Pay Pallington becoming a member for 2 months. Oh, no, you're putting this on a T form. I don't want to do this. I don't want to mock an old boomer. He says, Cumia says you don't do a show. Is he a fair judge? I mean, maybe. Perhaps I should start yelling about black people more. That might... You got to win hearts and minds, I guess. See, that was just a joke. I'm only here to have fun. I'm not here to hurt feelings. But I mean, I could yell about racial crime statistics for a few hours and then coast off my previous accomplishments. Should I do that? Trump is always so fucking good all the time. He's awesome.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
All right, now you're being a dick. Knock it off. All right, let's continue on. Joe Rogan is jumping into the fray on this Pete Hegseth thing. God damn it. Yesterday, this caused so much trouble. Like, there were so many people just mad that Pete Hegseth said that the military should be in better shape and that the physical standards for the military should be tougher. The women on The View were saying that he was fat shaming. And like, I'm sorry, but if there's one place fat shaming should be okay, it's soldiers. It's people who are going to fight wars. But they said it was fat shaming. He was being a meanie head. I really don't think any of us outside of the military should really get a say because it's a different world. It's not a world for super sensitivity. And it's certainly not a world for high body mass index. So Joe Rogan had a little more of, I think, a rational take, even though he's not a military guy. Oh, here we go. Sergeant Hulka with $1 says, Anna Paulina Luna, you used to do it. Yes, I will play you a Anna Paulina Luna ass shake video if you throw $50 at the toe. I mean, why wouldn't I? What a fucking dick I would be if I didn't do that for you, my friend. So yes, with $50, you will get an Anna Paulina Luna ass shake video. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says, Cumia, you mean the guy who copied Howard Stern? Now, that's not nice because a lot of people say I copied Cumia, so now I'm a third generation ripoff. Oh, shit. Roots Calhoun says, Cumia was banging trannies? I thought it was just young girls. Don't ask him about Sue Lightning. Just don't. Don't ask him about Sue Lightning. I mean, I guess I'm not a total Cumia ripoff. I mean, I never strangled a woman and bit her while losing my gun because I was too fucked up. I've never done that. I've never been in my 40s and 50s and taken a 17-year-old to prom. I mean, that's kind of a win, right? I'm kind of excited about that one. That was embarrassing, man. I mean, 8 days in jail is not exactly the greatest accomplishment of my life, although he's been to jail too, so I guess I'm following in his footsteps. But having your ex-girlfriend go on a podcast and say, yeah, he's definitely banging that tranny because she's taking pictures in his bathroom. Ooh. And I don't know why he didn't just own that. I don't know why Cumia didn't just own, like, so you fucked a trans chick. Like, you're an old boomer guy. There were no trans people when you were a kid or anything, or at least it wasn't like publicized. You got curious. You found one that you thought had nice tits and a weird, like, kind of weird retard bangs kind of a thing going on. So you fucked her. Big deal. Who gives a shit if you fuck? Like, it didn't stop me from being a fan of his. Why not? Like, I didn't fuck her, nor would I. I mean, it's fucking disgusting and degenerate. But like, if you did, it's okay. I mean, what's more embarrassing? Fucking a 17-year-old when you're a grown man or fucking a trans person? I don't know. Or being Opie's sidekick. Like, I don't know which one's more embarrassing. You know, I guess with the trans person, you can have sword fights. I mean, you know, everybody needs slumber party games. I don't know. Just no more biting, okay? Biting is, I mean, that's a savage act. I mean, honestly, that's something black people would do on public transportation, Anthony. All right, let's continue on. I don't like this. This feels gross. I see a lot of LOLs and I see a lot of people in the chat laughing at this. I feel disgusting doing this. Crowder Wears Panties says, are we talking about Alex Stein fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene? I hope Alex fucked Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am pro Alex on that one. I don't know if he did or not, but if Alex Stein fucked Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's a win. That's a win for the pimp on a blimp. I don't think people should be hating on him for that. You know how hard it is to fuck a congresswoman? I mean, honestly, unless they're taking AIPAC money, they don't open their holes for just anybody. So I think if Alex Stein fucked Marjorie Taylor Greene and he didn't have to give her a campaign contribution, just the tip, I'm pro Alex on that one. Joey Caravello says, Alex didn't fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. She would never let a Jew fuck her. Yeah, but Alex is like a passable Jew. You know, he doesn't. Alex, I'm done. Okay. Brian says, Stein banged Kate Meany at Chrissy's wedding. I don't know if that happened either. That story's been out there that he fucked Kate Meany in the butt or whatever. I'm willing to press X to doubt on that one. But again, I'm not against Alex if he did that. Kate Meany was not an unattractive woman. She wasn't, like a trans person or a teenager. She's a grown woman. And if Alex wanted to have sex with her, Alex can have sex with her. I don't get that. I don't understand it. $1 from Numero Uno says, Cumia didn't copy Stern. How dare you? Did Stern groom teens? Has he ever been in the chat of one of his old interns' live streams, drunkenly lobbing insults at them? Cumia's an innovator. Yeah, Stern didn't rip any of that shit off. Didn't Anthony also buy a teenager shit off her Amazon wish list and then it turned out to be a dude? Or he got catfished by somebody. I think he bought like a teenage girl shit off her Amazon wish list, and then he got catfished by someone called Self-Cutting Girl, and it turned out to be a dude. I actually feel for him on that one. That sucks. That really does suck. Joey Caravello with $2 says, apparently Stuttering John got to tongue punch Kate Meany's hiney hole, just like father, like daughter, I suppose. Oh, Kevin Meany. That's not nice. Kevin Meany is not alive to defend himself. Numero Uno says, yes, he did buy her stuff off her Amazon wish list. That's the grooming. Yeah, that's fucked up. What is it like? People with questionable histories regarding like teenagers or people under 18 always develop this dislike of steel toe. I don't know, Numero. I feel like I'm supposed to take that as a compliment. That people with those kind of tastes are like, they're like, oh, I steel toe, I fucking hate that guy, filthy e-beggar, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know, dude. Glass houses and all that, I feel like I should take that as a compliment that most of the people who despise me either have physical malformities like a clubfoot or they've had really fucked up relationships or comments with underage people. I don't make the rules. I just try to follow them as often as I can. We all slip up sometimes. Numero Uno says there's hard evidence of it, and he changed his story 3 times about what he claims really happened. Yeah, I mean, a lot of questionable stuff there. A lot of stuff to look into, and a lot of people have. There's a guy named Beige Frequency who did a multi-part documentary on this, and it's 100% accurate as far as I can tell. I don't know if it's still up there. It's called I think it's called Demented World Cumia Documentary. Watching the Demented World Cumia documentary. Here it is. It's now, oh God, it's a 5-hour documentary and it's been re-uploaded by a guy named Corrado Soprano. Oh, Corrado, obviously. There's the link in the chat. If you want to learn more about it, there you go. There it is. Link in the Rumble chat. Rabbi Smoothie says, you're the poster boy for following the rules. What up? There you go. Mr. Pay Pallington is mad that his super chat backfired. He goes, didn't you used to wear a Cumia shirt? Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. I loved the Opie Anthony show. I worked for Compound Media. I did like 6 or 7 shows. I filled in for Anthony when he was dying, for God's sake. I co-hosted his show with Gino, I think, twice. So yeah, I did a lot of shit for Anthony. But, look, I've always said, if you need the toe for clicks, use the toe for clicks. Just spell my name right. Joey Caravello with $2 says, Opie told me that Jim and Anthony would give each other back rubs and kisses during the commercial breaks. I don't believe that. I'll believe a lot of things, but I don't believe that one. All right, let's continue on with today. We can't just sit here shitting on people and being funny and goofy. We got to do a real show. So can we yell about black people, please? Otherwise, he's not going to think we do a real show. Did you know that 13% of the population, when I was a kid, we didn't let this. Oh, my God. Yes, the civil rights struggle was crazy, Grandpa. Central Michigan University's admission process is being exposed. Not exposed by a whistleblower, who applied for the school's counseling program. As part of this process at CMU, the student was sent an essay about white privilege written by a radical leftist and told they would be required to answer questions about it in front of a board of faculty as a condition for acceptance into the program. Wow. I don't know. People read this and like, this is always like boomer porn. They read this and like, this is more DEI. This is more anti-white shit. But here's an idea. Don't go to fucking Central Michigan University. Go somewhere less shitty. It's like, yeah, this university makes you read an essay about white privilege and answer the questions. Well, then you're a fucking idiot if you try to go to that school. It's like wanting Mexican food and going, ugh, this Chinese restaurant serves wontons. That's not what I wanted. Well, then don't fucking go there. Like, the best way to handle this Central Michigan thing is to not go to Central Michigan. It's like anything else. Don't shop at a store you don't like. Don't eat shit you don't like. Don't buy stuff from people you find morally reprehensible, like giving $4 billion to Israel every year. But this incessant bitching, this race baiting thing, my problem is both sides are doing the race baiting thing, and they're both accusing each other of race baiting. Like, on one hand, you got, white privilege is this and that, like just targeting white people. And then on the other hand, you get white people who their counter to that is, look what they're doing. They hired a black person. Ah! It's like, here's a good idea. And it's been working, by the way. You don't like what these universities are doing? Guess what? Millennials and Gen Z don't fix their own electrical wiring. They don't do any welding on their own. They don't do any plumbing. They don't do heating. They don't do air conditioning. They don't do bricklaying. So all of these jobs are having to pay more and more. They don't repair their own cars. All these jobs are having to pay more and more and be in higher demand. They don't take a college degree. So don't go to a university, don't get the fucking degree, go into the workforce, and then you can bypass all this shit, and you can have kids, and you can raise a family, you can make good money, and you can teach them shit. But God, everybody just wants to do this incessant bitching. The left wants to call out the right wants to call out the left, and it's just like, that's all well and good, and we should criticize terrible ideas, but like some of this is just like, it's the equivalent of tattletaling. It's like, look, I question whether or not this person really even wanted to go to Central Michigan. I have a feeling they got this thing and it was like, oh, tell us about, white privilege and all of this, just so they could run to Twitter and go, look what I found. They're making you talk about white privilege. Like, okay, cool. What'd you decide to do about it? Well, I decided not to go to that school. Brilliant. Perfect. I don't understand any of it. Like I get to a certain extent the calling out the DEI. I get to a certain extent calling out some of this stuff, but like when it seems like you're just doing it just to yell and scream about the thing, like you're not trying to change anything socially. It just seems kind of reeks of gay ops, to be honest. Let's go to numero uno Josh Denny fan for $2. Says the one time I saw Cumia in chat suddenly leave because he has better stuff to do was right after Stuttering John started watching the Beige Frequency documentary. Weird. I mean, I'd get the fuck out of there if I was him too. There ain't a lot of good shit in there. Anthony is a tragic case of, well, I mean, he's got millions of dollars. He's not a tragic case, but like psychologically, he's kind of a tragic case. And this is a lot of boomers where he clearly was psychologically, and I think he's even said physically abused by his father. And that created a lot of probably bad coping mechanisms. And it's probably led to a lot of the other really embarrassing stuff that happened to him in his 50s. Was he done by his 60s? Like, I'm done with all my misdemeanor and in my 30s, which I still think is a decade too late. But he wasn't done biting and choking and getting in trouble until his late 50s, early 60s. I hope to be done before that. But I think a lot of that and the immaturity and the never getting, never having children or having a family, the cope there is that, well, you never wanted one. It's probably unprocessed trauma from how your dad treated you, to be honest. Numero uno with $2 says there's a big fat gross guy who was near tears recently after Cumia finally noticed him and said his show is funny. Same guy argued in favor of AICP a few months before this. Coincidence? Why are there so many people like that? It's so fucking strange that they're just allowed to walk around. 09 Canyon says, my university made us take racial diversity courses too. You do it, you spit the answers they want, you get the easy A, and you boost your GPA. Waste of time, but it's over quickly. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're confident in your beliefs and you're confident in your intelligence, you can do that stuff, spit out the bullshit answers, kind of turn it around on them in a way, and just move on. Reformed Rapscallion says, when I look at Aaron, I can't help but wonder if he is bathed like the circus fat man in Big Fish. Now, wait a minute. Listen to Rocco. He says I'm just a tall, lanky guy. Never thought I'd say that, by the way. Listen to Rocco. He defended me. Numero uno says, Cumia would have gotten in way more trouble if he wasn't such a big pussy. Hulkamasha Baby says, so what happened to you that you're such a fuck up? Well, I'm the opposite. I didn't listen to my parents. Listen to your mom and dad, kids. They know it all. Also, I made the bad judgment of the second I saw, my second marriage was probably my biggest mistake. But once I saw clear red flags and everyone was pointing them out, telling everyone else they're wrong, it was probably, like I said, I didn't listen.